Hey guys, how you doing? I hope you are doing well and you're safe and you're healthy. I am Mr. Carnes and I'm here to review really 4 questions to help you get ready for Thursday's quiz. All right, Mr. Kleinhens is doing a couple videos, a couple problems, and then I was going to do some as well. And through these, they're just a little bit more practice to get you ready for Thursday's quiz. All right. The beauty of these videos, as well as all the other lessons and videos that have been online for you, is that you can go back and rewatch over and over, and you can pause them and you can rewind them. All right. So you've got quite a library of review problems already, but we wanted to give you a couple more. So here we go. I'm going to focus on volume and surface area for a pyramid, and then volume and surface area for a cone. All right, so let's start with pyramid. Hopefully you remember from what we've talked about that to find the volume of a pyramid, it's 1/3 area of the base. Remember, that's that capital B, means area of the entire base times the height. And if you have all those parts, you're good to go, okay? Well, unfortunately, like happens in some of these, is you don't have all those parts. All right, so let's take a look up here. We have the true height, 24. We have the slant height that runs slanted down one of the faces of that pyramid, but we actually don't know the dimensions of the base. We don't know. By the way, it's also important in this problem to tell you this is a square-based pyramid. If it were rectangular based, where the sides were not the same, this would be a completely different problem. So it's always important to know that going into it as well. But this one is a square base, so all these sides are the same. But what we have to do here is PTHAG. There was actually a problem, I forget, maybe it was last week sometime, where we had a pyramid very similar to this. And I know in my class, several questions on Mr. Carnes, we never got the dimensions of the base. Well, yeah, you do have it, but you have to do PTHAG, all right? So if you look at this right here as a triangle, that is 24 tall. The slant height is the hypotenuse, which is 25. And then I guess I'll go ahead and draw it in right here would be that dimension right there, and that's going to be the missing dimension there. All right, so that would be part of the base that we need. So obviously that would be x squared plus 24 squared is 25 squared. You guys know how to do PTHAG, so I'll just kind of steal the fun. The answer is 7. Okay, so that actually means that the dimensions of the base are 14 by 14. It would be really easy on a quiz to get an answer like this, 7, and then say, oh yeah, the base is 7 by 7, 49. No, the base is 14 by 14. So be very careful with stuff like that. Obviously the height is 24. And if you do all the arithmetic there, we end up with 1568. And if we are in centimeters, of course, this would be cubed. Okay, so there's that one. All right, sorry, I'm kind of cramming things a little bit here. Surface area, there's no pretty formula. There's nothing special other than you have to find the areas of all the faces. Lucky for us, that means we have to find the area of a square, and we have to add to that the area, of course, of 4 triangles. Now, if that wasn't a square base, and it was maybe rectangular where it was longer one way than the other, then all the triangles would not even be the same, all right? But lucky for us in this one they are, so I'm gonna just put area of 4 triangles there. Okay, so the area of that square base, of course, would be 14 by 14. The area of 4 triangles would be 4, and then 1/2 base times height for those triangles, so 1/2 the base of each triangle, you could see it right here, is 14. And then the height of that triangle, now be very careful here, when we find the area of just one of these faces, we're not finding the area or the volume, we're finding just area. So the height we use to get the area of just that triangle actually is this 25 right here. Okay, so if you do that all correctly, you get 196 plus 700. And of course, let me move my stuff here. We end up with 896. And we are in area right now, so that's square centimeters. Okay, so there they are. I know things got a little crammed here, I apologize, but there is the volume and surface area review for a pyramid. Let me show you a quick cone. All right, so the nice thing about a cone, obviously they're very similar. They both have a base. They both come to a point called an apex. So for that reason, their volume formulas are actually very similar. Okay, here it is. Volume is 1/3 area of the base times the height. It's actually the same formula, except we know what shape the base is. It's a circle. So instead of writing capital B, we write pi r squared, all right? So 1/3 pi times. Now, another thing to look out for. Did the teacher give you the radius? Did the teacher give you the diameter? Those are easy to mix up. And clearly I gave you the diameter is 6 because I gave this 6 kind of right in the middle for that whole piece. So that means the radius is 3. You got to be careful there. And then of course the height is 4. We did not even need the slant height in this particular problem because we had everything we needed, which was different than that previous one. All right, so obviously this would be 9 times 4 over here, which is 36. But if you divide 36 by 3, you end up with 12. The answer to this, let me give myself a little more space. The answer to this is 12 pi. Which is approximately, depending if you have to use your pi button on your calculator and round it or not, which is approximately 12.57. Okay? Or you may be allowed to keep it in terms of pi. I didn't provide units, so I wouldn't require units on that. All right, surface area. This one's a little goofy because unlike most surface area problems, we actually do have a formula here. And I believe you watched how we kind of derived that last week. So here it is again, if you forgot. Surface area of a cone is pi r squared, which makes sense. There's a circle there. And then this kind of this lateral piece that comes up to a point is pi rl. So that would be pi times 3 squared plus pi times 3 times, and it's 5. The slant height is 5. So if you add 9 pi to 15 pi, you end up with 24 pi, which is approximately, as I'm running out of space here, 75.40. All right, so I apologize that things got a little bit crunched there toward the end, but hopefully that made sense to you. Again, use these to help you review, pause, rewind, try them on your own. Make sure you're ready for Thursday's quiz. All right, have a good one, guys.